How's it going, people? Hope you're well. Welcome back to the show. Absolute blast of a weekend. Fantastic one. Hope you all enjoyed it. And it is great to see my good friend Lee Gunner on the show yet again. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I thought I was on with Turkish. How's it going, people?
Yeah. Do you know what? I keep doing that and I need to stop because he's going to have a go at me. He's going to say, stop nicking my line. Yeah. I need to change it up to what's good, people, or something. But yeah, no. How you doing, man? You good, yeah?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah, the sun's shining. Arsenal on top of the table. Life's good.
Yeah. Are you allowed to celebrate though, Lee, or are you not like?
Well, I've been told that I shouldn't be jumping on the bandwagon now. How dare I cheer a victory? How dare I cheer that we're top of the table? It's disgusting. You're not part of this. You're not one of us. I don't know what that means. I genuinely don't want to be one of you anyway. I want to be myself.
It's bizarre, man. I don't get this. I don't understand this. But but the thing is, the same fans will tell you that we're supposed to all be on the same page and we're supposed to all be doing. And then they're saying when you get on that page, they're saying we don't want you there. You can't win. It's mad.
Well, that's why I just do what I want, Dan.
Well, yeah, fair play to you, man.
Yeah,
fair play to you.
It's kind of funny because I don't know how I've managed to blag it, but I did 107,000 views yesterday on my channel. So yeah, I thought it was only on losses that I get views.
Mate, it's mad, isn't it? It is mad.
People say 300 subs as well. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. I don't know why everyone's watching. Oh, but they're coming to watch you just to see if you're accepting Arteta yet. Shut up, man. These people are crazy.
It's mad. It is mad, but you keep doing you, man. You keep doing you. Listen, we do need to talk about yesterday, which, to be fair, it's been a positive season. And it was a very positive game yesterday. I thought Liverpool turned up, by the way, and a lot of people are saying that Liverpool were crap and Liverpool did this and VAR won us the game, and they're now crying about it. They sound like Arsenal fans, like they're salty as anything, man. Talking about it wasn't a penalty and VAR and Michael Oliver this. I actually thought it was a really good game of football. For the neutral, it must have been superb, mate. And I was there, and the atmosphere was superb. But I will say this: I thought my take, and I'll get yours in. I'll ask for yours in a minute. My take was first 15 minutes, I thought we looked great. 15 to 45, I thought they had us, mate. I thought we looked a bit sloppy. Then we obviously got the goal, which I think changed the game. Saka just on half time, and then after that second half performance, I thought we were great. And although Liverpool came back into it, I thought we played really, really well, and of course got the victory in the end. And this is another team that wait till Arsenal play a big team. We played Tottenham, we played Liverpool. Did we just say that every week until we play Man City now? Like, because no one's playing well at the moment apart from them and us. So like, does that just keep going? Like Arsenal, I think we wait until you play a big team. Because actually, like real talk, I think we played some of the best football I've seen in a long time this season. I've been really impressed. I think the manager definitely deserves credit, but more importantly, I think personally, the fan base, the players, the manager, everyone's smiling, everyone's happy. And I'm looking at the moment, Gunner, and I'm like, I feel confident in what I'm seeing. Now, I know it can go tits up. We've said before about the squad depth not being, in my opinion, suitable. But when I look at that first 11, it does look trained. It does look drilled. It does look like there's finally a style of play. I think the players that we've brought in have taken us to a new level. And the players that I think deserve credit, mate, are the ones that me and you, to be fair, have actually either questioned or suggested that might not be as good as perhaps some of them were. Now, one of those is, of course, of Granit Xhaka. I think Ben White has been superb this season at right back. It was something I was worried about. I think he's been exceptional. I know that me and you disagree over how good Tomiyasu is. I know you're not set on him. I really like him. I thought he was superb yesterday. And the ones that we do like are just smashing it, mate. Martinelli, oh my God, how good was he yesterday? Saliba, yet again, and Gabriel. I could pick out a few players of the last few games that we've played that could have picked up Man of Matches award, and I'm really happy with what I'm seeing at the moment, mate. But talk to me about yesterday and what you found was positive, and perhaps the reasons why you thought we took 3 points, bro.
Let me start with some negatives very quickly. Yeah. Lee's being negative again. Two negatives in the game. Gabriel, I've said it for months and months and months. That guy is not good enough if you want
Bozo
to
gene.
The Bozo gene, exactly. And again, yesterday, what happened? He gifted him a goal. Yeah, with his stupidness. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Koscielny against Atletico, where he's trying to kick the ball over his head. And Saliba was then put in a predicament. Does he stay with Núñez, or does he run out to Diaz? If he don't run out to Diaz, he's clean through on goal on his own. So he had to make a decision. I think he chose the right one because he could have blocked the ball. Obviously, he didn't, and they scored. The other The other, and he could have given a penalty away. Let's have it right. That could have been a penalty. And if that was down the other end, we'd all be screaming for it. So I understand why they didn't give the penalty. It was very close, but your arm's not supposed to be up here when you're playing football, unless you're a goalkeeper. So I kind of get it. But at the same time, how many times have we played Liverpool and VAR stitched us up? So tough, cry more. And the other negative from yesterday is our captain. Apart from the great pass to Martinelli in the first minute, I didn't know he was on the pitch. Apart from when I see him jumping up and down like this, literally just jump. It was like one of my haters had confronted me on the concourse, just pavement bopping, literally in the centre circle. Yeah, and let Henderson just walk straight through the centre circle, and I'm like, "What are you doing, mate?" And then he was jogging, jogging back. By the time he's got into anywhere close to Henderson, the ball's at Jota, and then Saliba comes running out. I don't know what he was doing, and then they scored the second goal. Yeah, and Gabriel and Odegaard. Odegaard missed an absolute sitter. That is why I didn't want him. My daughter can shoot harder than him, and them two, you're not going to win a title with, Dan. Yeah, and yeah, they might be a stepping stone to the better players, but the way our fans go on about them is like they are the better players, and I don't see it, mate. Yeah, that Gabriel from the first game this season has cost quite a lot, and it cost us quite a lot. He could have given a penalty away against Palace. He cocked up for Mitrovic. Yeah, there's been plenty of times to Tottenham penalty last week. That guy is not good enough. If you want to go and have aspirations of competing for a title, he ain't the guy. And Odegaard, nah, never rated him. Didn't want him. Still don't rate him. Still don't want him. As for the positives, Tomiyasu. I don't think anyone wanted him at left back, including me.
No.
And he was absolutely quality. Pocketed Salah. Had the most recoveries on the pitch. Like, absolutely superb performance. And I think that was his first performance at left back for Arsenal in the league. So well done to him. The other side, Ben White. That guy's been brilliant this season.
Superb.
Yeah, don't put him back at centre back. Just leave him out there. Yeah, just leave him at right back. Yeah, because he's been quality at right back. The only thing is he don't overlap as much as I want him to, but when he does, Saka straight away cuts inside and gets something going. And then midfield, Thomas Partey had a bit of a weird game yesterday because he did some really good things, but he was isolated at times and just overrun. And that's because I felt Xhaka and Odegaard were a little bit too far forward. Yeah, Odegaard, like I said, I didn't see him on the pitch apart from the first goal, and then jumping up and down for their second. And Granit Xhaka, I thought, again, superb performance once he ducked back in a little bit because he was way too forward, and Thomas Partey was 1 versus 3 at some time. So once they sorted that out, Xhaka and Partey were brilliant in the second half. As for the forwards, Gabriel Martinelli, man, I said it in my preview. I said it all week on every show I've been on. Yeah, he absolutely rinsed Trent last season. He was the only player last season in the 3-1 loss that could have walked off the pitch with his head held high. Yeah, and I knew he was going to do him again. Yeah, Trent don't want it. He can't keep up with him for pace. Yeah, he's got no aggression, Trent, compared to Martinelli. Yeah, and Martinelli's feet are so quick that he'll just boom, boom, see you later. And for the second goal, I think he's still running, Trent. I don't know where he was going. Martinelli done that little stop in the box. He just runs straight past. I was like, what are you doing? Like, where are you going? Maybe he was running back to the team bus. I don't know. Maybe he's run to Liverpool. But he's crap. But Martinelli absolutely roasted him, man. Like, roasted him. Roasted Diaz, roasted him. I think when Gomez came on, he got a lot tighter to him. Yeah,
Agreed.
And I don't think he struggled because I still think he was quality, Martinelli. For me, he was man of the match. He was absolutely quality, man. And then on the other side, Bukayo Saka has this knack of scoring in big games, doesn't he? Yeah, he's done it against Chelsea. He's done it against Tottenham. He's done it against Man United. He's done it against Man City. He's done it against Liverpool. He scores in every big game. Literally, every big game. Yeah, and fair play to him, man, to take that penalty after, I know he's taken a few this season, but that was pressure. That was proper pressure, mate. Like, against Liverpool that you've not beaten consistently over the years, and you always struggle against them. And this season, he steps up 2-2, bosh, stick that in the back of the net. Yeah, I thought he was quality as well. Really, really good performance from him. And then Gabriel Jesus, bro, you know what you're getting from him every week, isn't it? It's almost 100. It's almost like, I know they're different types of players, but the way he plays, it's like watching Alexis. Like he's everywhere, and he's quick, and he spins, and he's gone. He's got that burst of pace. Like for that second goal that we scored right on half time, the way he got the ball on the edge of our box, yeah, and had the awareness, spin, and then hold it on. I'm going, pass it, Martinelli's in, pass it. Yeah, and he held it and passed it at exactly the right time. And then, mate, that goal was brilliant. That goal was so quick from back to front. So yeah, man. And I think when Tierney came on, I thought he played pretty well as well. Yeah, the other subs didn't really get a lot of game time, but yeah, Tierney done well. So yeah, all in all, a good performance. The only two were them two that I mentioned at the beginning.
Well, let's start there, man, because I agree why Erdegaard is frustrating, and I went nuts, by the way, when he missed that, because that was shocking. For me, that was mad, and I've been one who's questioned his goals and assists. I actually really like the player. I know you know my thoughts on him, and I've been really honest. I really think he's a good player in terms of technically, but I have seen technically gifted footballers at Arsenal before. I need to see goals and assists from my number 8 or my number 10 because I've always demanded that. So he's no different. I thought it was a brilliant pass for Martinelli, great vision. But when you get into that position, it seems that he has. Do you know on FIFA, Lee, where you press the wrong button when someone gets in front of goal? When like you get there, if I'm on a PlayStation,
triangle and lob the keeper or something, try and lob the keeper.
Or like if you press circle. Yeah, that's the one. If you press circle and like X, let's say on PlayStation, X is pass, you press X instead of shoot. Like instead of circle. That's what Erdegaard does. It's just a little tap all the time. That frustrates the hell out of me, man, because he was in such a good position there, and that should have been a goal. So so for me, frustrating as hell. I think he's been quieter in the last 2 games against Spurs and Liverpool, and one of which he got subbed. Gabriel, the reason I give him credit, and I disagree with you on this one because I know you're not a fan. I like Gabriel. But I will not like Gabriel if I start to see the same mistakes, because then Gabriel will turn into a Mustafi or a Xhaka because we're seeing the same mistakes. Now, Gabriel, I think, does everything else pretty much spot on. However, he has always got, like you call it, bozo gene, right? So that is always going to happen. Now, he needs to iron that out pretty quickly, in my opinion. Otherwise, we're going to get some problems, because if he starts to turn into Gabriel again, we're going to have some problems.
Yeah,
and it will turn into...
cut you off, mate. He was doing this last season. He done it up at Old Trafford when Marcus Rashford spun him on the halfway line. Yeah, and he wiped him out. And then in the same game, he got a yellow card for that. In the same game, he got spun again by Greenwood and wiped him out and got away without a second yellow. He should have been sent off. Right. And then against Theo Walcott last season, he got spun and Walcott scored. Right. It happens all the time. This guy is not a great defender. He's a good defender for Fulham or for Bournemouth. Yeah. And maybe a mid-table team.
Do you think that low down?
That low down. Or maybe a mid-table team, maybe a Brentford or West Ham and Everton, somebody like that. He is not to the level required if you want to win a title. He's got way too many errors in him. Dan, it's 3 or 4 a game. Yeah, literally, he could have given a penalty away yesterday.
He's been shaky this season, man. I can't
lie. And then he went to kick the ball and over his head, and Diaz went straight in. Yeah, so there's 2 that I've just named straight off the top of my head in that game. If you go to the Tottenham game, he gave the penalty away. Okay, cool. Xhaka passed him and put him in trouble. Have a bit of composure. Do you know what I mean? And if you go back to the very first game of the season, he could have given a Palace a penalty. Yeah, he got absolutely rinsed a couple of times in that game, and Saliba had to come and make last-ditch tackles because of his cock-ups. Yeah, and it's like he's in that team for being aggressive. I get it. Yeah, he's the more aggressive of the 2, and Saliba's the more calm, like better passer, stuff like that.
He's a ball player defender.
Yeah, 100%. Whereas Gabriel is more supposed to be the bully boy, really.
But he's like the Keown, of the defender, the bully defender,
Yeah, but he ain't. And the thing is, because he's a big lad, his agility is not that great. So I understand you want to go and press the player on the halfway line sometimes, but if you're coming up against quick, tricky players, you got to make sure you time that spot on. Otherwise, they're just going to spin you and make you look stupid. Yeah, and he's had it a lot, man. He gets spun way too often. What game was it the other week? The Man United game. What was he doing? Sliding and flying into Bruno Fernandes. Why was he there? That was on Saliba's side, in front of Saliba, 20 yards. Why has he gone out of his position to go and do that? Like, so many times I've seen him down. I was pointing this out last season, and people were going, "Oh no, he's good. He's a good player." But if you want to win a title, mate, this guy ain't going to win you it. He ain't going to help you.
Would you play if everyone's fit at the back? Would you play him or would you play someone else?
I think we've got to. But then I think we've got to go and get a centre back, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, because I think if we put Ben White
we
in there,
got Austin Trusty back next season, mate.
Oh, mate,
he scored 2 against Birmingham the other day.
Do you know what? Somebody said this to me the other day because I did a stream and I was saying, yeah, we signed Trusty, yeah, because it was Trusty the process and all that, yeah. And somebody said, somebody in the comment afterwards said, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. He's been really good for Birmingham this season. So I thought, let me go and have a look at the table. They're about 19th. And they've just lost to Middlesbrough the day before. Middlesbrough have sacked their manager. They're that crap. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't seen him. I can't comment. I haven't seen him at all. I know he scored 2 goals on Saturday.
He's the best centre back on the planet. Yeah, he's playing for Birmingham for a reason, mate. Yeah, if he was that good, he'd start for Arsenal.
Listen, mate. Of course, I'm only tongue in cheek. I don't want the guy playing next to Saliba next season unless he's as good as Saliba. But
centre back, and the thing is, we haven't seen Tomiyasu at centre back since he's been at the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe Tomiyasu's the guy. I don't know. Maybe put Tomiyasu next to Saliba. Yeah, because he's aggressive. He's a big lad. He can win headers. We know that. So maybe we could put him in there. But I do feel that is a massive issue for us because this guy is going to cost us.
We ain't kept a clean sheet all season at home, have we? So, there's some problems there personally. But let's move on to the game itself, Lee, because there was a lot of decisions in that game. The talk of Saka being offside for the first goal, talk of Nunez being offside for their first goal, talk of a penalty that shouldn't have been a penalty, talk of a handball that should have been a handball. How much of that really did you look at and think this was why the game went the way it was? Or did you look at the performance and think, actually, this was just a quality game of football and so what? Because I'm kind of on that real opinion, if I'm honest.
Yeah, same. Mate, Saka was about 4 yards onside. I don't know why Liverpool fans were crying. They showed it and he was 4 yards onside. I was like, happy days. Yeah, Nunez was onside. I don't know why everyone was moaning about that. He was onside. It was a cutback pass. And then, the penalty... I can understand why that's given, but it's soft. Yeah, but listen, I couldn't care less. The amount of times Liverpool have come to our ground and had VAR give them stuff, they can jog on. Ain't my fault your team are finished and you've had your best period in your history of like Premier League and all of that. Your golden era team in Premier League's won 1 league title. Adios. Ta-ta. Adios, amigos. Your right back's dead. Your centre back's finished. Yeah, and I like Van Dijk. He's dusted. Yeah, that guy's done. Your top boy on 300 grand a week's finished. Yeah, got hooked yesterday. Right. So Liverpool fans can cry as much as they like. At the end of the day, how many saves did our goalkeeper have to make? Hardly any. And one of them was from Saliba nearly putting in his own net.
Oh, God, yeah.
What a save. Would have been a nice finish. But I'm with you, Dan. It was a cracking game of football because no matter how poor Liverpool were yesterday, I never felt it, but a lot of fans would say, well, they're still in the game here. It's 2-2. They're going to get a winner, blah, blah, blah. But I sat there on my watch along and I was just like, this lot ain't winning this game. They're no good. They're not good enough.
Mate, I hope Liverpool fans aren't watching this. They'll start calling you toxic and negative, mate.
No, I'm a top gooner now. I should have put my name as top gooner. But no, I just think that it was a good game of football to watch. And
it was.
I never felt worried that we were going to lose it, Dan.
Yeah.
I didn't feel when it was 2-2, like when we went when it was 1-1, the first 20 minutes of that game, I thought we were quality. Yeah, and then it was almost like we sat back, retreat, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? We had them when we're going forward at them. Yeah, and I was like, we just need to get to half time here. Just get to half time, and then bang, we scored in half time. That killed them off. Yeah, then they get back in the game. Yeah, after we were dominating the first bit of the second half, they get an equaliser. Yeah, but it weren't like they were pinning us back, and it was like throwing everything at us and we're hanging on for dear life. It weren't. And I think the ref did very well yesterday. And I've seen people moaning, the Liverpool fans moaning that Martinelli on Trent should have been a red card. The penalty shouldn't have been a penalty. Yeah, maybe it was a soft penalty. Who cares? Who cares? How many of you lot had against us? No, they're crying. The irony of Liverpool fans crying about VAR just makes it hilarious. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
they've had so many decisions, Dan, at our ground, yeah, or at their ground in the fixture, the reverse fixture, go against us. Yeah, and they've got the audacity. Remember when Tierney got elbowed from Mane in the face?
I was just going to say that.
Yeah,
Unbelievable, mate. That one.
Weren't that a red then? Yeah. What about other decisions, man? There's been loads over the years, so they can cry.
There's one of Keita. I think it's Eddie Nketiah, and he's got his got his in there in his chest.
Yeah,
that one. You had the Rob Holding one where Mane kicked out of Rob Holding, nothing.
Yeah.
And then you had the one last season where it was Alexander-Arnold who basically stamped on his ankle. So they've had loads, mate, to go their way. They cannot be salty and start crying. Klopp was, he comes out. I like Jurgen Klopp, and I've got a lot of time for him, but he's starting to piss me off in his interviews of the last couple of seasons.
Did he cry that the grass was too green or something?
That's what I mean. It's unbelievable. I've got a lot of time for him, Lee, right? I think he's a wicked manager. I think he's unreal what he's done at Liverpool, right? But I can't sit there and say that I appreciate some of the things he says in interviews when he loses. He's a sore loser. He's salty as hell. And he's come out and trying to blame VAR on the ref now. Like, I hate it when we do it, so I can't be hypocritical and say that I don't hate it when Liverpool and the other teams do it. Like, it's mad, bro. It's absolutely mad. It was nothing for me, that man, like 100%. But I want to talk about our front three quickly, right? Because I was thinking about this. The Emirates era has seen some decent players, right? Don't get me wrong, it has. It's seen some decent players. But as a unit, I'm going to go as far as to say this is the first time I've been excited at the Emirates era with a front three that I love. Because we had really good players in the past. When we first moved, we had Caleb Rosicky and Van Persie. We had Walcott, Sanchez, and Ozil. We had Giroud, Sanchez, and Ozil. And then, of course, when we had the Aubameyangs and Lacazettes of the world, we still had some of those players that used to interject with them. But for me, Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli, bro, that's exciting. And at the moment, it's looking electric, mate. This start of this season, I've never seen a front three so telepathic, particularly Martinelli and Jesus. And I think with Saka, the reason he's got a little bit of criticism is because he hasn't been up to the level of what we expect, but also he hasn't been as good as Martinelli and Jesus for me. But he certainly ain't had a shocking start to the season. He's still scoring goals. He's still assisting. And he's had a better season than Mo Salah, who's on 300 grand a week, who everyone won't talk about now. So for me, I don't think it's been a bad start to the season. I think these three, mate, I would go as far to say they're probably, I mean, certainly potentially they're better than what we've had at the Emirates before. But I'm really excited, man. I can't think of a time where we've had a front three like this. Can you?
I don't know. I think Laka and Abba, and I think Laka and Abba when they first come. Like if you look at that season under Emery, I think they got 72 goals and assists between them when we went to the Europa League that final. Yeah, they were mad that season. But
that season was nuts. But who was up with them? I can't even bloody remember now. We used to play a different system, didn't we? So we had like Ozil behind them type thing.
Yeah. I think we used to play them both up front, 4-4-2. You know, 4.
Yeah, or 4-3-5-2, whatever. Yeah.
But no, I get what you're saying, and mate, you're right about Saka. Yeah, Saka's not been on the level of them two. But he's still bagged 3 goals, 4 assists. Yeah, and he's not been superb. Like the first couple of games of the season, I didn't know he was playing. Yeah, but he's a slow burner anyway. He started off slow last season, scored against Tottenham and took off after that, didn't he? So, yeah, I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it. And Gabriel Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus, it's like they've been playing football together for years, isn't it? It's like they've just got this, like they know where they are. Yeah, and they're both Brazilian, so they can speak to each other in Portuguese. And that probably helps on the pitch as well. But if you start getting them little partnerships building up over the pitch, it's like watching Man City sometimes. They know where they're going to be. It was like watching Liverpool 3 years or 2 years ago when you knew that it was Firmino, Salah and Mane. You know what they're going to do. They all know where they're going to be. Yeah, and it's exciting, man. The one thing I'll say, though, Dan, this season has to result in something. Yeah, because it's all well and good that these lads, 2 of them that we've just mentioned, are out of contract in 18 months. Yeah, Martinelli and Saka. And it's all well and good that they're coming out and saying the right things. But Aaron Ramsey also said the same thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't think these 2 will leave. Not yet. I do think they'll sign a new contract. But if we don't win anything in the next 2 seasons or the next 18 months, i.e. this season and next season, I think one, if not both, could be gone. Because somebody's going to come in for them. Yes, we'll get big money.
I think as well, Lee, we have to sign them before the end of this season. Because let's say it goes wrong. It's looking great at the moment, don't get me wrong. Let's say it goes tits up, right? Which it could do to any club, right? And they get to a stage where, let's say they haven't signed in March and we are looking like we're going to finish outside of everything, trophyless, not a good season. They might go, I've got a year left. I don't want to sign yet. I want to know where Arsenal are going because I'm still not playing even Champions League football, let alone winning trophy. That's my big fear. So we need a good season and we need to sign them ASAP. Like I'm talking before Christmas time. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
100, mate.
otherwise we could be in a position where they're going to go, man.
Mate, I remember Arteta did a press conference in April, and he was asked about Saka's contract. He said, "We're going to sort that in the summer." We're now in October, so what's the hold up? Like, are we trying to play a game here? Like, he's the star boy.
What do you think it is, though? What do you think it is? What's the hold up? Like, is it his agent mucking around, or like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I think he's got the same agent as. Do you remember a lad who played for Sunderland, Josh Madger? Yeah, and I watched Sunderland Till I Die. I think he's got the same agent, but that agent was a knob. If it's the same agent, then
I know what you mean. I'll watch Sunderland Till They Die. I know what you mean now. If it's him,
them about, and then he ended up going to France, the lad, didn't he? I think he's come back to England now, that boy.
No.
But
I thought he had the same agent as Eddie, but obviously he ain't. If you're saying that, but yeah,
maybe I've got it mixed up down. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's the same as that.
Oh, fair
that
man,
kid.
you might be right.
I'm pretty sure it is. But
fair, man.
The thing is, he obviously wants to be paid a decent wage. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be greedy. Like, he looks like he's got his head screwed on. Yeah, he's not going to sit there and take the mick with it and ask 300 grand a week or anything stupid. But he's been on 30 grand a week, Dan, and he's been our player of the season 2 years in a row. He deserves way more than Eddie Nketiah. Yeah, we threw on Eddie real quick, didn't we? So I don't know what the hold up is.
Listen, I don't care. I don't care what people earn, right? I'm one of these people. I didn't care that Ozil and Aubameyang were on 300. I didn't care, right? I'm not an accountant. I don't care about what Arsenal do. With some of these people get really
open on match day, Dan.
Oh, bro, honestly, some of these Arsenal fans are unbelievable. The ones that were saying we've saved £7 million by letting a Barcelona take Aubameyang, lads. I don't care, right? I couldn't give a damn what we've saved and what we're spending. But for me, if you're going to give Eddie 100k a week, you can't be giving Saka 120. You got to be giving him double because he's double as good. So, when I'm looking at Saliba and Martinelli and Saka's on 30, Martinelli's on 90, Saliba I think's on about 40. You can't be doing that. These players have got to be on with a 1 in front of that plus more. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't really understand why people turn into these kind of accountants for me. Like, it has to be 150k plus for the 3 of them, really, in my opinion, because the 3 of them are our future. If you're going to look to lose them because you're trying to save money, I don't really know what to be telling you, because that for me is just a madness youth project if you're going to be selling the youth. So I don't really understand the long-term plan. I hope that they're going to be signing long-term, man. Let me ask you this one, because it's a super chat from Smokey. Big up, Smokey, man. I hope you're well, bro. Says Lee, my mate, in hindsight, would you say Saliba on loan was a good decision from Arteta? Because if I lost my mum, I wouldn't want to play for a while. I think we've had this a few times, to be fair. I think you agree with me.
I asked this question a lot. Big up Smokey, because he watches my shows as well. But
big up Smokey.
I don't think that's the reason he went back to France. That's the reason that the journalists have put out there that he's gone back to France. Well, most of these journalists are on the payroll of the football club indirectly, so I don't listen to anything they've got to say. And if it does come out and I see it, it's the complete opposite. I don't think he went back to France because of that. I think he went back to France because Mikel Arteta didn't rate him and didn't want him in the team. And then he's seen the progression that he's done, and getting into the French national side and being the star man for Marseille. Without him last season, they didn't get Champions League football. Yeah, he got them Champions League football. Yeah, and I don't think you could then shy away from putting him in the team this season. But let's be real with it, right? We bought that kid when he was, 18? From the French league, where he was deemed too good. So then we loaned him back to the French league that he was already too good for. Right? For me, like, he was always going to go on to be a superstar, mate. I see him 45 minutes against MK Dons. I was like, he's a player. Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah,
you can tell.
Sometimes you just know, don't you?
Yeah, and we all knew.
And do you know what?
It's moaning about him playing over at Marseille or St Etienne or wherever else he went. It's like he should have been starting over Rob Holding, Kolasinac at centre back, over Callum Chambers, over Socrates. Who else we had at centre back? With Mustafi.
David Luiz.
Going to get on the bench. Like, come on.
Yeah. And that's where I have it, right? So let me give you an example. Let's go back a bit, right? Vincent Kompany's come on the scene at an 18-year-old player. Your 2 centre-halves are Rio Ferdinand and John Terry. Load him out if you want. That's absolutely fine, because he ain't going to get in that first team, right? If you don't want to keep him as a squad player and you think he needs game time, go loan him out. That wasn't a situation at Arsenal, bro. We had the
Yeah,
players we've just mentioned. We had Holding, Mustafi, Socrates, David Luiz, Kolasinac, Callum Chambers, all playing at centre back, while Saliba was killing it over in France. That's all I want to say on it, yeah, because I've got to move on from this because it keeps coming up every stream. But that is why I would
I
have
do it
kept
every
him.
stream as well.
Every stream, man, I get this. Now, I understand. I actually was okay with him staying at St Etienne for a season. I didn't care about that because that for me was this kid's going to be good. He's not ready yet, but he's going to be good. I had watched him kick a ball. Then when I saw him kick a ball for St Etienne and saw him go to Nice instead of Arsenal, I questioned it. Then when I see him go from Nice getting Player of the Year, going over to Marseille, I was really scratching my head because I'm thinking I ain't looking at any of these Arsenal players anywhere near as good than this guy. There's only Gabriel that I rated. Obviously, I like Ben White. I know you and me differ on that. But when it comes to it, Saliba is better than the both of them. So I was really confused about that. And that's all I want to say on it, man. Absolute crazy, in my opinion, crazy decision. And I think now it's looking, we'll never know because it's looking like a masterstroke from Mikel Arteta for sending him out on loan because now he's come back and he's mustard. But actually, he was better anyway. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
and if
that's
he
the
was
way.
in the team, we might not have finished 8th twice. And if he was in the team last season, we might
Well,
have actually got top 4.
that's a great point. And we would have got top 4 because we had to play
Mm.
old in there. Anyway,
Against Tottenham, do you think he would have got sent off against Tottenham?
100, mate.
Probably not.
Don't even remind me, bro. Absolutely shocking. I want to finish on a couple of things, mate. I want to finish on the manager, and then I want to talk a little bit about the Aubameyang comments because everyone's been going mental about it and losing their heads, which is quite funny if you ask me. But we'll get there in a minute.
Yeah.
Mikel Arteta deserves some credit, bro. I can't lie. I've been really impressed. I think the start of this season, 9 games in now, he's proved that this first 11 are playing for him. They're drilled. They're looking very tactically good. I think he's made some good decisions. I think he's learned from his mistakes. And other than Old Trafford, where I thought we were extremely naive, I think he's been pretty much flawless, and so have the team. So he deserves his flowers. I still don't think the squad's strong enough in terms of its strength and depth, and it does bother me. However, having said that, if this 11 was to stay fit, and I know it's not going to, but let's just go with me on this one. If this 11 was to stay fit, I'd have confidence that we would easily secure Champions League football because of the way that we're playing, Lee. So I think me and you have always been unconvinced, and I think we've had a right to be unconvinced. I think coming eighth, and fifth, and throwing away 4-point leads with 3 games left, 2 games left, whatever it was, I think we've had a right to be unconvinced, right? And I don't think anybody can come on here and start saying why are these two not being convinced with Mikel Arteta. Well, the proof's in the pudding, man. He's come 8th, and 5th, but credit where credit's due, man. I've been very, very impressed. And let's be honest, whether it's going to take 15 years, 15 more days, or 15 more seconds, he's going to improve because he ain't going to stay like that because he's learning. He's going to get better. So 3 years down the line, we're starting to see a bit of progress, which I've really been impressed with. But I want to get your thoughts, man, on has he changed any of your opinions yet? Is it way too early? Have you been impressed so far? Do you still not really feel convinced? Talk to me, man. This is about the manager. Yeah?
I've definitely been impressed with this season. Dan, we've lost 1 game in the 2 competitions, and that
100.
game was the reason I don't rate him. Yeah, by the way, because his subs in that game were shambolic. But anyway, that's 1 game. Yeah, but we've played the best football. We've been the best to watch, and we've got the results. That's something we ain't seen for a long, long time. The last time we see this was probably when we had a younger squad back in 08. We had a younger squad, but nobody mentioned Project Youth then, by the way, because we had a proper manager back then at the time. But I have been impressed. But who knew, Dan? You go and get better players, you get better performances on the pitch. Like, who knew? Like, Gabriel Jesus has come into the team, and instantly we look better going forward. Saliba's coming at centre-back, and instantly we look better defensively. Like, which has then enabled us to move Granit Xhaka further forward. The further away from our own goal, the better. Yeah, and instantly we look a better team. But I'm like you, Dan. I'm still not. Yes, it's great. Yeah, and yes, we're flying. But that spine, if any of them get injured, we're dusted. If Thomas Partey, which has a mad injury record, gets injured, we're back to Sambi Lokonga, and he ain't good enough. Yeah, put him on loan. Like, why ain't we putting him on loan? But we put Saliba on loan. Yeah, if Jesus gets injured, we've got Eddie up front. If Ramsdale gets injured, mate, I was praying he got back up yesterday.
Please don't. Please don't, man.
When I see Tina Turner warming up, I was like, oh, mate, we're done. We were 1-0 up at that point. Yeah, I was thinking, nah, man, this ain't the one.
Can I just stop you there a second, right? Because I want to talk. I can't believe I didn't even ask you about this. I had people coming at me I thought he was shocking on Thursday, right? By the way, Turner. people were really coming for me. What? He was fine. There was nothing wrong with him. The guy cannot kick to save his life, a football, right? As a goalkeeper, and flapping at corners for me and crosses. It looks so bad. He made a couple of really good saves on Thursday and he throws the ball out fine. But I need more than that in a goalkeeper because I'm wrapping Ramsdale up in bubble wrap and cotton wool, mate. Because if he goes in goal, I've got serious problems, man. It's early days. I don't want to start slating him just yet. But my God, I don't see much of a difference. I mean, Runnelson's here. This guy's about here. I need my goalkeeper up here, man, because he does not look good enough. So I agree with you there. Agree with you on Eddie. Agree with you on Lukonga. And this is my big problem, Lee. We have about, what do you reckon, 14 players? We need about 20. So there's an issue, man.
Well, maybe because we got Smith Rowe who's not played all season. We've got maybe about 15 players.
Yeah, that's fair.
Say,
yeah, that's
they're
fair.
cool. Yeah, 14. Yeah, between 14 and 16 players. Because if when you look at our bench, Dan, our bench is like championship level.
It's poor.
The bench yesterday is championship level. Let's have it right. Other than Vieira and Tierney yesterday, who else was on the bench? I mean, Rob Holding's just a cheerleader. Let's be real. He's Arteta's cheerleader. That's it. He's 26-year-old, by the way. This shows his ambition. He's 20 or lack of. He's 26 years old and he's happy just to sit on the bench and collect his money every week. I don't want that type of player at the club.
He said that in All or Nothing, Rob Holding as well.
Yeah,
I'm sure he did.
And I was shocked that we've kept him. But we protected his value. Well, why can't we get any money for him then? We signed him up to a new deal. But I'm with you, Dan.
Yeah,
it's been very impressive to watch this season. Yeah, but I'm still not. We're not going to win the title, and we're so close. It's so fragile, our squad, that if any of our key players get injured, we're in trouble. Yeah, we are in trouble because let's say that Jesus is out for 3 months. We've got Eddie up front for 3 months. Well, he ain't got the technical ability of Jesus. He ain't got the explosiveness of Jesus. He ain't going to score as many goals as Jesus. He ain't going to link the play like Jesus. So then what? We have to change our style a little bit. Yes, he'll run around and he'll put a shift in and all that. I don't care. Yeah, putting a shift in should be given. You should do your hard graft. Yeah, but I think we need to badly wrap all of these players up that have been playing because we've got 5 more Premier League games until the World Cup. That's it, right? And then they go to the World Cup, most of these players. We're going to be sitting there like, oh my God, Partey's down injured for Ghana. No, hopefully Jesus don't go. Yeah, I know.
I said this. A lot of people are like, how have they not picked him? Good, don't pick him. I want a Wolstein away.
Don't pick him. Don't pick Martinelli. Don't pick. Yeah, I know they want to go, but this is one thing that I think a lot of people have forgotten as well. Gabriel Jesus doesn't get in that team at all because they picked Richarlison, right? And he hasn't been picked for the squads for how long? Right now, he's playing out of his skin at the moment, Dan. He is, right? He's been really, really impressive. But if he doesn't get that call up to the World Cup, is he still going to be that impressive afterwards? Because now his head's going to drop, and do you know what I'm saying? It's going to be
and trust me, mate. Brazilians get affected big time by stuff like that, like big time. Like going to the World Cup, like don't get it twisted. They will not be. We'll be happy because we're selfish and we care about Arsenal, not England, right? But he will be devastated, as will Martinelli, as will Gabriel. All of them will, right? And any of them don't get picked, they'll be gutted. Players like Zinchenko, Erdegaard, Tierney, the ones that aren't going, they'll be disappointed that they didn't qualify, but they won't be gutted because they didn't get picked. They're just going to crack on, keep fit, and wait for it to come back to it. Players like Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli will be devastated by it, man. But I wanted to bring this comment because it's related. This was right at the top of the show. Mark Taylor, big up Mark, by the way, regular listener, says if we get past the next 6 games, the transfer window will be open after the World Cup. Will we be on for something special if we can get a couple of players in early? What's your thoughts about this transfer window? Are we going to have another January we do nothing, or are we actually going to try and get a couple of players in?
No one was available.
I love that. We tried. Yeah.
Yeah, we tried. But this is the narrative that's been spun from this football club, though, is we're not just going to go and buy any player. Okay, we'll go and get James Maddison then. Yeah, go and buy Pedro Neto. Go and buy Ivan Toney. Yeah, go and get another centre-back. Like, there's players available at clubs. Everyone's available if you put the right money on the table. Ivan Toney, I'm shocked nobody bought him. That guy is quality, mate. Yeah, I'm shocked.
I'm amazed that half of them are still there, mate. Maddison, how's he still there,
Maddison's balling out for a team at the bottom of the table. Like, come on, man. Like, that guy should be at Arsenal anyway. Yeah, but
agreed, man.
I think
my thoughts.
The thing is, the January window, people say is always a hard window. It ain't a hard window. Yeah, teams don't want to lose their players in the middle of a season, and they don't want to lose their players at all. Like, I just think that this club's not going to go and do what's required in January, Dan. It's just not. Yeah. When was the last time
What would you like? What would you like to see happen?
January? What would
And
I
what
like
would you
to
like
see?
them to do? Yeah.
Go and do
What if I
150 million
you
on
league?
3
Can you go and
players.
sort out? There you go. If I said, Lee, go sort your January out, what would you do? Like, what would you like
I'd
to
go
see
and buy Ivan Toney straight away. Yeah, I'd go and buy James Maddison straight away. Yeah, and I'd go and buy. I think we could put Tommy Asu at centre back for the rest of this season if the Bozo gene carries on being the Bozo gene. And I think we've got Tierney and Zinchenko to go on that side anyway, on the left. And we've got Ben White on the right. We could also put Tommy at the right, and we could change formation up and all of that if we have to. But I think that, yeah, we could get away without another centre-back. We played 4 centre-backs yesterday, Dan, in defence. So I think we've got enough centre-backs, right? But
would you buy a winger?
Yeah, I want to buy a bit. Go and get Pedro Neto, man. Yeah, I know he went off injured the other day. That kid is so good. It is unbelievable. Yeah,
I'm a fan.
And he's dynamic and he's explosive and he's very good on the ball. Yeah, and he makes stuff happen. He's direct. Yeah, he can play left. He can play right. Yeah, go and get him. Yeah, he's at Wolves. You're telling me we can't go and bully Wolves for their players? You're telling me we can't go and bully Brentford for Ivan Toney? You're telling me we can't go and bully Leicester for Maddison? Them 3 players have cost around 150 million quid, roughly around 50 million each. Go and get all 3 of them and say, right, we're going to have a go for the rest of the season. Because I do think we're going to win the next 3 games this month against Leeds, Southampton and Forest. I think we'll win all 3. And then after that, we've got Brighton in the Cup. Then we've got Wolves and Chelsea. And then the World Cup starts. So we've got 5 more Premier League games. We should win all 4 of them up to the Chelsea game. And then, well, we've beaten Chelsea 2 seasons on the spin, haven't we? So we could potentially still be sat top of the table going into that World Cup. Yeah, and then we've got West Ham and Brighton, Boxing Day and New Year's Eve. Then the window opens. Mate, just go and throw a load of money at them 3 players. Because I'll tell you now, if we do that, that will save us a little bit of money in the summer. Yeah, because we won't need so much. We'd only need to go and get another centre-back and a right-back. Yeah, and then we're done. Yeah, maybe another midfielder. But, well, we do need another midfielder because of Thomas Partey, but we can probably get away with that for the rest of the season. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It depends, Dan, because it depends what midfielder gets injured. If Thomas Partey gets injured, I don't know. But then who'd you buy in midfield? Who could we buy? Yeah,
I think Xhaka and Partey are madly important at the moment. Like, who can replace Xhaka at the moment?
That poor lad at Brighton.
Mwepu, yeah, that's so sad, by the way. 24. What a player. I liked him, man.
And I would have got him. That would have been the Thomas Partey backup. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, do we go and get Ndidi?
I like Sangare, man, from PSV. I like him a lot. I think he's a good player. But you're right. There is I wouldn't want Douglas Luiz, by the way. People seem to think that this guy's going to come. Like, I've got a Villa fan on my channel, right? And he was the other day talking about their midfield, saying, Gerrard's at the moment, he knows what his midfield is. He's got Boubacar Kamara, who's been their best midfielder. John McGinn, who gives a solid sort of 7 out of 10. Then you've got Buendia or Coutinho. He goes, if one of them gets injured, we have to play Douglas Luiz. We're linked with him. And he can't get in the Villa side. And Arsenal fans are going, I want him. He's quality.
In the car and drive down to the Emirates, the fella. Do you know what I mean? He was desperate for that. But yeah, we do need maybe Neves. Somebody put in the chat Neves. Maybe we could.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, to go and do all of that in January is impossible. I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. But I do think that you could go and get 3. And go and get 3 players in January. Yeah, and if you want to be taken seriously and you actually want to win the title, yeah, which I'm still skeptical about whether this football club are actually wanting to challenge. Yeah, I know we've done a lot of money, but in the last 3 or 4 years since Arteta's been here, or 3 seasons, whatever it is. But do we actually want to challenge and compete? And if you do, you have to spend money, mate. It's as simple as that. Yeah, or you have to get a manager like Klopp that's going to elevate what he has and then spend little bits here and there. Yeah, and I don't think that we're going to throw stupid amounts of money in January.
Neither do I, man. Neither do I. And do you know what? I don't care if he doesn't buy a winger, a fullback, a centre back. I want him to sort the midfield out, and I would like another forward, man, because like you say, so Eddie, just quickly, I think he's got stronger. He's developed in terms of his off the ball stuff. I think he looks a lot more creative. He's always had intensity and work rate. I need to see that Eddie Nketiah is going to take that Jesus role and go, I'm ready. I'm going to score at every opportunity you give me, because he still missed up fluffed sitters the other night on Thursday. Now he scored. It was great to see him score, and he scored 2 and 2. Can't ask for more. But when I look at it, Lee, I've got Eddie Nketiah going through 1-on-1, and he's blasting it over the bar into Rosette. Like, for me, That's where you need to keep your head and your composure. And he's not 20 years old. He's 23 or 24 this year.
He's 23.
He should be good enough for that now. So I'm with you there. But if I do want to give somebody money for the transfer, Kitty Lee, I'm going to give it to this guy. Because apparently we are merely two geezers on YouTube.
No,
so
it's,
this
it's
guy
spamming the chat the whole way through the stream saying we ain't got any football knowledge and it's just two blokes chatting rubbish. Well, you've watched the whole show, mate. So cheers.
I appreciate him watching the whole show, man. I mean, that is fair play to him. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think he should do it as a service as well because he's boosting your algorithm, Dan. And I think it's only fair that he dislikes the video because that also will boost the algorithm.
Listen, I would say fair play, man. If that's the way it is, there's some mad ones. Let's have a look at this one from Cliff before we come to wrap up. It says Eddie's a good kid, but if Arteta had better man management skills and injuries occur, we'd have Jesus and Aubameyang instead. A huge difference. Let's go to Aubameyang. To wrap up literally a couple of minutes right on this one. I want to tell you my thoughts and I want to ask for you, man, because I was on AFTV yesterday and they brought it up. I knew nothing about it. I was too busy getting prepared for the game. And because we're not relevant at the moment, because we're not being laughed at, everybody wants to have a bit of a dig. And now they're bringing up this situation with Aubameyang. If this would come from a Sky Sports News interview, I'd probably think it was a little bit harsh, right? Probably like, why'd you say that? No need to say it. This has come from some guy, from what I'm being told, that he's just been secretly filmed and he's then been put out on Twitter. And all he has said, from what I can make out, Lee, and do correct me if I'm wrong, is he didn't like the way that Arteta wanted yes men. They wanted quiet people that didn't answer him back and he couldn't handle big characters. Well, first of all, I think he's right. Second of all or nothing would suggest he's right. And third of all, if he said it, who actually gives a damn? One, he don't play for us anymore. And two, we're top of the league and people should be more concerned about what we're doing right now other than players that left us last year. That's my honest opinion. I couldn't give two shits what Aubameyang thinks or says now. He's gone. If he believes that Mikel Arteta likes yes men that aren't going to answer him back, that's fine. The other thing, which I said yesterday on AFTV, was he might have perceived that, Aubameyang. Arteta might turn around and say, that's what Aubameyang thinks. Actually, what the real reasons are, I didn't think that he was right for the club and I've moved him on for X, Y, Z reasons. So I don't care about this, man. Everybody is losing their heads about Aubameyang having a go at precious little kids at Arsenal for sitting there and saying yes and no. Who gives a damn? I could not care, man, unless what Aubameyang now says. What's your thoughts, bro?
I think it's hilarious. I've been saying that since Arteta got the job. He just wants yes men. Yes, boss. No, boss. No disrespect, right? But the All for Nothing documentary spent 2 episodes hanging this geezer out to dry as the villain of the piece. So is he not allowed to say anything? Right? They literally made him out to be the villain. Well, let's have it right. Have a look at our squad. Only Granit Xhaka is the senior player there. Yeah, Jesus has just arrived, so I'm not counting him. The only senior player left in that dressing room is Granit Xhaka. Why is that? Because he's a yes man. He's not going to sit and argue. He's nicking a living anyway. Yes, he's done well this season, but this season don't make up for the 6 before it. Yeah, so, well done. Great season, Xhaka, but he's the only senior player left there. Right? All the other senior players have gone. Right, and it makes me laugh, Dan, because I've seen so many people gassing it up, right, and hyping them. Oh, Aubameyang this and Aubameyang that. Well, why don't you have a go at the football club for painting him as the villain for 2 episodes, and gaining people will go on social media after they see that All or Nothing and start cussing him. Yeah, and his name would have been in the gutter. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like he was smashing it at Barcelona. I've seen people saying, oh, yeah, but why did Barcelona get rid of him then? He was going to Chelsea. Arsenal wouldn't sell him to Chelsea. They refused to sell him to Chelsea in January. So they all done a deal between them. Yeah, Chelsea and Barca. They said, yeah, you have him for 6 months. We'll have him off you in the summer. That's what they did. Yeah, it's not rocket science. Like, and the thing with him, yeah, like people have got short memories, Dan. Yeah, and Arteta's got a short memory as well. This geezer won him the FA Cup. Yeah, this geezer is the reason Arteta is still in a job. Yeah, because without that FA Cup win, I think they might have potted him with the way the results had gone over the last 2 years. So I think people need to slow down. Yeah, and can you imagine if he scores the winner against us? He's put a tweet out as well, by the way, saying, I'm aware there's a video out that was recorded just after I arrived in Barca. At the time, I had a lot of bad feelings in me. Arsenal were doing great things this season. I wish all of my old guys well, just not on the 6th of November.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he's treated him. Yeah, just not on the 6th of November. He's a Chelsea player. Dan, he's got no loyalty to Arsenal Football Club. The same as Granit Xhaka's got no loyalty to the club. No, none of people think that these people, oh, he's a fan of the club. No, he ain't. Yeah, they bleed Arsenal. No, they don't. They're paid employees. The quicker people stop getting emotionally attached to him, the better. It's like if Bukayo Saka, who is the poster boy for Project Youth, we can't talk about Smith Rowe because he's always injured. And if the poster boy doesn't sign a contract and goes into the last year and then leaves for free, then what? This fan base will turn on him. If the poster boy signs a contract, we don't win anything in the next 2 seasons, and Man City come in for him for 75, 80 million, 100 million or whatever, and he leaves, this fan base will turn on him. So stop getting so emotionally attached to players. Like, the game's about winning. I say this all the time. The aim of elite sport is to win. It's not to finish third loser. You know, some of these players will be happy, like Rob Holding, because they're nicking a living. Yeah, he's probably on 30 grand a week, Rob Holding. He's happy to take that. Just, oh, yes, boss, no, boss, 3 bags full, boss. But then you get players like Aubameyang that are like, yo, I'm bored of playing left wing back. I actually want to play up front. And that's obviously caused a problem because Arteta has pulled rank and he's out the club. Yeah, I'll make him right. I think it's hilarious. And I'm sure there's more. I'm sure one day it'll come out. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sure it will. And I couldn't care less about it. People were losing their absolute minds. And I don't quite understand why, man. I didn't think it was offensive what he'd said. I thought actually what he'd said was his opinion. He thinks Arteta can't manage big characters, and he used himself and Ozil as an example, or Ozil was mentioned, I think, in the video clip. And I don't think there's
but
massive drama with that.
Our fans
On,
always have to have a villain. They always have to have a villain. It's either VAR, the ref. Why do you think every time we do a game, all over social media, everyone's like, oh, we got this ref this week, because they already want a villain. Yes, some weeks it's me, some weeks it's Piers Morgan, some weeks it's you. Yeah, this week it's Aubameyang. Yeah, it's like, people sit there and moan about, oh, the media, when are they going to start making us title change? I couldn't care less about what they think. Yeah, who cares if some nobody that you've never read an article on before, yeah, is sitting there saying that you don't think we're in a title race? What about somebody on Talksport? Who cares? How does that affect you? But they always want a victim, a villain. Sorry, they always want to be the victims, and they always want to have the villain. That has been Arsenal fans since the last decade of Wenger. Yeah, which is funny because that's what Liverpool used to be like before Klopp went there. Yeah, and now we've turned into what Liverpool were before Klopp went there. And we used to sit and take the mick out of them. No, they're always the victims. They're always moaning about this. It's mad.
It's so
crazy.
True, man.
It is.
No, it is so true, man. I want to finish on a couple of comments. Big up my mum, by the way. Absolutely loved Guendouzi. She did. Absolutely loved him.
Oh, he's quality.
Guendouzi would be great right now.
Another one who's got away from the Arteta reign and started flourishing.
Mad, mate, he's been quality, man. I can't lie. I want to finish on this really quickly as well because I do want to wrap up. Because I get this and you get this. I can't wait for Arteta to prove Lee, and I've had this before, and Dan wrong. Now, the reason I want to finish on this to a point, and listen, please correct me, Lee, if I'm not talking for you here. Don't we both want this? Like, don't we both want a title? Don't we both want Arteta to win this title?
Dan, because for most of these people on social media, if you actually polled out how old these people are, most of them have probably never seen us win a league title. Most of them only started supporting Arsenal because when they were 4, Arsenal were really great. Yeah, or we won an FA Cup that year. But then ironically, you get the other side where people say stuff like that to us. And you go, okay, what year did you start supporting Arsenal? Oh, 98. Oh, what happened in 98? Arsenal won the double. All right, so you like trophies then. So what's changed then? Like, the aim of elite sports to win a trophy, Dan. If we don't win a trophy, sack him. And even if we win the Europa League, bin him for a Champions League manager. Yeah, if he gets us in the title race until the last month of this season, then I'll lay off him. Yeah, because if he gets us in with Man City, Chelsea, or anybody else who may be up there or may not be up there at the time, and we're top or within 5-6 points with 3-4 games to go or whatever, then you go, cool. I'll lay off him. He's got us in the title race against one of the best teams that we've seen in Premier League history. Yeah, but he won't. Yeah, so he's not. That will prove me wrong. Yeah, go and win a trophy, the title, because the aim of elite sport is the title, the trophy. Yeah, an FA Cup, cool. I've seen 9 of them in my lifetime. I've seen 5 titles in my lifetime. I've seen 2 League Cups in my lifetime. I've seen a Cup Winners' Cup. I've seen doubles, invincibles. I've seen multiple finals lost. Why should I lower my standards? Yeah, we've done 400 million nearly, Dan. Get me in the title race till the end of the season. And the funny thing is, I just want to say, I know you want to wrap up.
No,
funny thing is, there was 4 players in our first team squad that came out in pre-season and said the exact same thing. Xhaka, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, and Ramsdale. They all said, yeah, this season, we want to get top 4 and go for Europa League. So what's the narrative amongst the fan base now? Oh, we're going to win the Europa League and we'll get top 4. Why did none of them players say we're going to try and win the league title this season? Because they think it's a lot easier to go and win the Europa League. Well, we've been in it for how many years and we still ain't won it yet. We've got to one final. That's embarrassing. Yeah, and Jose's in this competition. AC Milan might be in it. Inter might, or Barca might be in it. Yeah, can you imagine if Barca dropped down? There's another decent team we've got to play with Lewandowski up front. Yeah, the Bozo gene have fucking have a nightmare.
There's a few, mate. It ain't just them 2 either. There's a few that could drop down.
You know, people think it's a walk in the park this season to go and win the Europa League because 4 of our squad have said it. It's not. If it's that easy, why haven't we ever won it?
I said as well at the start, where we did you do them prediction shows, everyone gets you on does predictions. They said, what about Europa? I said, well, it's got to be Arsenal. We got to win that competition. Otherwise, for me, it's mad. It's like underachievement in that competition. I said, but if I was to put my house on it now, it wouldn't surprise me if Roma did it, you know. They're not even playing that well. But Mourinho just knows how to win a trophy, bro. Do you know what I mean?
He won
and it wouldn't surprise me.
Last season. They've got him in it
exactly
anyway.
That. He won the Europa Conference League. Like the only team he ain't won nothing with his Spurs. It's mad.
Yeah, but you know what? To be fair, he even got them to a final, and they sacked him 5 days before the final.
And he probably would have won it, man. Why would you do that, by the way? I mean, let's not go there. But Ryan Mason over him in 5, that's mad.
Mate, they're about to call their stadium the Google Stadium. Google.
What's it?
Google it. They're doing a deal with Google to get the naming rights for the stadium. It's going to be called the Google Stadium.
Wow.
One of the biggest companies on the planet is about to sponsor them, mate.
Google that one. I tell you, that is mad.
The league title.
Yeah.
My dad was 3 when they last won that.
Gee, mate, I tell you this, it's absolutely mad. Listen, Lee, absolute pleasure as always. Make sure you smash the likes, people. All you need to do is click on Lee Gunner in the title. Go and do exactly the same over on his latest stream of Kenny and Jez. Make sure you do that. Make sure you smash a like. Make sure you subscribe. Absolute pleasure. I will be on tonight with Lee Judges on Lee Judges TV to talk all things Arsenal. So make sure you go and do that at 9 p.m. Lee, what you got coming up, man?
I'm done. I just did the podcast with Kenny and Jez tomorrow. I'm on with Terry on the football terrace. That guy's a clown, I swear. That guy is such a joker and a troll. Yeah, he's put on Arteta in or something in one of his videos.
You serious?
Yeah, mate. He's just such a
clickbait title, my guy.
Yeah, but do you know what? I watched the video and he was saying he needs to end his loan at Man City and a joker, absolute joker. So I'm on with him at 3, and then at 5 p.m. I'm on my channel with rants. And that's me tomorrow.
Nice one, man. Make sure you go and do that with Lee. Always a pleasure. Smash a like on the way out, people, and we will see you next time. Take care.
I'll take her out.